It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, it's showtime, everybody. What's happening? Happy Monday. Brand new day, brand new week, the day after the Super Bowl edition of the Geno Jones Show. So I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out on the West Coast. Please, you and everybody you know and don't know, everybody that you like, that you love, folks you can't stand, that you hate, strangers, aliens, I don't give a damn, tell them all. The biggest, the best, the baddest show in the business right here, the Geno Jones Show. Programming note, beginning February 20, possibly the 24th, definitely the 27th, the Geno Jones Show will be on demand. There will be no live shows because the Geno Jones Show Geno Media Studios are moving to a new, it's like a temporary new location. And then in about 18 months, we're going to be moving into some sparkling, permanent brand new studios. But we're going to be moving into some new studios, and these will be like temporary. So I'm really excited. So you can always binge watch the best of. So listen, my guest, number one guest host, Keela Carson, also number one guest host, Eric Clemens, are going to be joining me very shortly. I was just talking about the Super Bowl yesterday, the blackest Super Bowl ever. Now, I know some of y'all didn't like it, like Orange Hitler had a problem with it, and crazy-ass Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, who are in the U.S. House of Representatives, consider the source. I'm not going to waste any more time because just Google crazy-ass, racist-ass Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, insurrectionist, and Orange Hitler, 45. I don't need to say anything else. So it was black excellence on full display from Sheryl Ralph, who started the Super Bowl singing the black national anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, because the original national anthem, if you can ever go see that third verse of the original national anthem, and it talks about basically our enslaved ancestors were like less than human and very derogatory terms. But they don't let you see that. But just for the record, I just need to explain that. Google it yourself. Third verse, stanza of the national anthem. Just check it out for yourself. Then Babyface sang America the Beautiful, had his guitar, had his patriotic guitar with the American flag on it. And then, of course, Rihanna, who shut down the internet, who broke all the, she shut down all the social media, and she just really broke the internet. Everybody was posting and tweeting and on every platform you could imagine about her halftime show and about her revelation that we're going to get into a little bit later in the show. So congratulations. And speaking of black excellence, because I'm about to bring in my first, well, they both are going to be on camera. The Super Bowl. Congratulations. Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP, on his way to Disneyland, the NFL, the National Football League's most valuable player. It's only been a few guys that have done both, and he is one of them, and he's done it at 27. And oh, by the way, he played on one leg. Absolutely. Kansas City Chiefs, they in a really an exciting, a great game, they beat the Eagles 38-35. But folks in Philly, listen, man, yeah, I know you hate you lost, but y'all got a true, you got a real one. Y'all got a real one at the quarterback because my man, Jalen Hurts, he was balling. Could have very easily been the Super Bowl MVP because they damn near won the game. So to talk about that, as a matter of fact, let me bring both of my guests on right now. Sports icon, sports legend in the business, my good buddy there, former ESPN Sports Center anchor, ESPN, Fox Sports 1, one of the greatest play-by-play announcers. He's modest. Remember, he didn't brag on himself, so that's what he's got me for. Got his buddy to brag on him the play-by-play for BET Sports, legend there in the Connecticut region, that part of the world, sports broadcasting icon, Eric Clemens, and the one and only media star, businesswoman, on all things representing black excellence, Keela Carson on the screen. Hello, family.
Hey.
There you go.
Hi.
So welcome.
Good to be here, man, as always. Good to be.
So Keith, normally always ladies first, but Eric, you could imagine being a busy man he is today because everybody wants to get Eric on their show to get his take from what happened yesterday over down in suburban Phoenix, Arizona with the Super Bowl. So let's get his take, and then Keith, you can give me your take on the game, and definitely your take on the cultural aspect. The cultural aspect of the blackest, well, almost the blackest Super Bowl ever, because no black owners. We still can't get more than 3 black head coaches, but I digress. But
today, I'll be the color commentator.
Yeah, no pun intended. Damn. See, Eric, I told you, we just got that natural. If we like,
I see it.
Rice in Montana. We like Patrick Mahomes and Jason Kelsey.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean not Jason, the baby brother.
So. Yeah. Travis.
Travis, yeah. So speaking of the game, give us your take, man. Just from a sports broadcaster and maybe personally, because there was so much history that was really way overdue, but it was also one of the greatest games in Super Bowl history. And I can't remember. Yeah. Maybe you can give us some examples where you had 2 quarterbacks who played at at a phenomenally high level.
I tell you, it's hard to really remember an instance where they both, teams were going back and forth. It almost didn't feel like a great game because the teams were having these long drives. So they get the ball and they take a half a quarter, go down, score. Oh, they scored. All right. Kick off. The other team take the ball and go down and take half a quarter and score or do whatever. And so it didn't hit me till the game was over. Like, wow, that was a really good game. Obviously, the significance and hopefully in a year or two, maybe the prototype will have changed so we don't have to talk about black quarterbacks no more. I think we got that position kind of locked. I think there'll always be the establishment for the traditional 6'5" pocket passer, but when the boys can move around the pocket and create things and make stuff happen with their legs and feet, it's hard to defend that. And Patrick Mahomes on one leg showed it. Jalen Hurts on 2 legs and 1 shoulder showed it. So let's do that. I have a couple of nitpicky points.
Okay.
One, they always talked about Andy Reid. Andy Reid loves to do this. I was saying to myself, because I was watching by myself, I said, where's the cutaways of Eric Bieniemy? Where's the cutaways of the offensive coordinator who's been coordinating this offense for 3-4 years? Where's he?
So let me
this boy
jump in right there.
Didn't get a job last year.
Let's address Eric Bieniemy for those who don't know. So he is the offensive coordinator. So the offensive coordinator, basically, he calls the plays that sets up the offense. Now Andy Reid, everybody knows, is like when it comes to play calling, he is like genius level. But Andy Reid himself, if you watch the multiple post-game shows, because I saw on 2 networks. He was on Fox. He was on really 3. Fox, ESPN post-game, and the NFL Network. Every time he shouted out Eric Bieniemy multiple times and talked about how Eric's part of the game plan was crucial. And I commend, I'm sure you picked that up, so I want to commend Andy Reid.
Yes.
Because he was intentional, because he kept repeating it. And then he was repeating it. He had to be intentional,
because nobody else repeated it.
Thank
nobody else seemed to say it. They talk about the offensive coordinator of the other team. They talk about the D coordinator. And I'm like, well, when are they going to talk about Bieniemy and how long he's been doing this job and how long
Eric,
he's been working? Because again,
real quick, let me jump in. Explain to the viewers who may not be like diehard in the Wolf football fans why that's so important not just
Well,
from a sports standpoint, from just an overall like we're trying to move this country forward.
well, and historically, other coordinators, when they are successful, when their team is ascended to the top of the league in offense or defense, they automatically become prime candidates for the next head coach opening, i.e., Brian Daboll, who was a successful offensive coordinator with Buffalo 2 seasons ago, and then he gets the head coaching job with the New York Giants. Well, at the same time, Eric Bieniemy was offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think he got one interview. If he got an interview, maybe one, but he stayed in the same place. And so you're going like, well, what's going on? Do you think he's a fraud? Like, what are you saying? That he's not a real coordinator? It's all Andy Reid? Well, if they don't need him, let him go and help somebody else. Obviously, they need him. A head coach is a facilitator. Unless he has that responsibility, he designates. Now he gets the authority to go, oh no, we're not faking this field goal right here, we're going to kick. Or, oh no, we're not going to pass the ball here, we're going to sneak for the 4th and 1, that kind of thing. But pretty much the game was called as usual by the old coordinator, Eric Bieniemy. I mean, even one of their assistants now, Matt Nagy, coordinated for a half a year or whatever it was and got the Bears head coaching job.
Right.
So I'm going like, hey.
He was a quarterback's coach. He was under Bieniemy.
Right. Give the brother a shot.
Right.
It the same shot you give everybody else. So that's one thing that kind of bothered me. The call at the end, the hold, hey, it was. But usually they let the guys play, especially in a situation like that. So I was kind of, don't let the game end like this.
Well, I've seen many less egregious calls go the Patriots' way, so that's a whole different show.
Exactly.
In that situation.
So
but listen,
I was like,
let me just say this, and to his credit, I think it's James. I think it was Bradbury. I think it was James Bradbury, the DB for the Eagles.
Yeah, he owned up to it.
Yes. Like the brother was like, yeah, because they're like, well, did you hold? And they thought he was going like, oh no, that was horrible. He's like, well, it was holding. I did hold, but I thought the ref was going to let me slide.
Yeah, I mean, come on, they let a lot of stuff slide. If you look at the tape, there's always helmets in the neutral zone. Over the ball, somebody trying to get a little edge. There's holding offensive line on every play. There's illegal hands to the face pretty much every other play. There's all kinds of stuff you could call anytime you want to. I just thought, yes, it was. I mean, you could call it, but you could not call it and nobody would have been mad at you. Nobody would have said anything. The only reason the cameras caught it was because they called it. If they hadn't called it, they'd have been, well, Kansas City's going to have to punt and we still playing.
Right. But
we might go to overtime.
There's so many cameras. You know better than all of us, Eric. You've worked in TV.
75 of them, right? It's a lot.
So literally, like every position, every player on the field almost has like their own isolated camera. But so they isolated the receiver for Kansas City, Juju Smith, and the DB for the Eagles, and they zoomed. They like froze it and then blew it up. So it was like first he had his hand on top of the 9. Then he had a hand and grabbed the jersey on the bottom of the 9.
Yeah. I mean, it could definitely be called, but I've seen worse not called.
Yes.
And that's my point. And I guess the referee can't be thinking, it's a big moment in the game, I'm not going to call this. They got to do their job. So I'm not going to harp on it. I just felt a little bad. Oh man, it's going to end on somebody getting a penalty that was, it was like, yeah, you could call it, but it wouldn't have been like egregious if you didn't. However, what a great game. And it was just, it was a lot of stuff that happened to create the ebb and flow, but I was very satisfied. These two teams, if they stay relatively healthy, will probably face each other another couple times, maybe over the next 5-6 years, because they got it all. They've got everything, especially at the most important position, quarterback. And I'm proud that both of them are African-American and dispelling all those rumors about how we don't think the game and can't throw and all that. But we've seen it, us older folks. I'm speaking for myself, not anybody here. Us old folks, we came up with, Warren Moon, Hall of Famer, wasn't even drafted. Come on now. That's where we have come from.
Yeah.
A quarterback who threw the prettiest ball in NFL history wasn't even picked. To now we got two in the game and offensive coordinators. So slowly but surely, we keep the love for the country going, even though sometimes it don't love us back.
Oh,
and
man.
we keep playing and we keep persevering and we keep doing and we just keep achieving. So I am grateful to see that, and I'm grateful to see a great game, because it was really, they could play all year, and one would probably win one and the other one would win, and one would win one. Just happens that the Kansas City Chiefs won this one, and we're talking about Mahomes as one of the greatest of all time already. He's just 27.
And Jalen Hurts at 24 showed us that you could put him right under Patrick Mahomes in terms of who's the second best now between Josh Allen in Buffalo and Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. So Jalen Hurts.
One more thing.
Yeah.
One last thing, and then we'll get Keila in here, and y'all can discuss the other parts in there, the historical significance and so forth. But the Philadelphia defense had 72 sacks?
70.
How many times? 70. How many times did they sack Patrick Mahomes?
As many times as you and I did yesterday.
Right. Zip.
And we
in
didn't
fact,
play.
they didn't often get close to him. So as all the credit that the Philadelphia O-line gets, you should give just as much to the Kansas City O-line, which did his job. So kudos to them. And again, just all around great game, not a whole bunch of penalties or silly stuff, just good stuff. And I enjoyed that. I hate to have to leave you early, but I do have to get going. And pleasure meeting you, Keila, and y'all guys, we'll come on and have a real, the kind of long conversation about other stuff. Not necessarily just a sporting event, but just stuff that And I'll let her talk first, as we should have done today. If I wasn't in a hurry to get somewhere else.
Right. Listen, you squoze me in because you had a prior engagement. I appreciate you, man. You know, but love. My mom said hi. She's a big fan of you, and Keila's like another one, her other daughter. So let everybody know where they can follow you. You also are a filmmaker. You got a great film. So I know you got about 30 seconds. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and support your film.
So social media, I'm on Facebook, just my name, Eric Clemens. You can follow me there, or I'm also known as Baby Boomer Cruiser on Facebook. I do some video documentaries of my cruising adventures. It's my favorite pastime, other than talking to you guys. Also, Austin Macaulay Publishing. You can find my book, Inside But Out: A Black Man's Journey into the Lifetimes and Trials of Big Time Sports Television. You can see my documentary, From Tops to the Top, the Slice of Mobile Baseball. We got 5 Hall of Famers from Mobile, Alabama area, all Black, all came up in the Jim Crow South. No other city besides New York and Los Angeles have as many baseball Hall of Famers represented as that little bitty Mobile. We tell a little bit of their story. You can get that on Google Play. And I'm still poor, so that's it.
That's gonna change. We're speaking billions into your life, into all 3 of our lives. So thanks, man.
Well, y'all got to cut. Y'all got to cut when I get that billions. You got to cut. Coming your way. The check will be delivered straight to your account, not even in the mail.
We gonna pour into each other. That's how we do it. Absolutely. Thanks, man. We know you got to run.
All right, man.
Appreciate it.
Bye, Eric.
But
Bye, Keila. Nice meeting you.
I know
you
watched the game, Keith. So give us your take about the game, and then all this other stuff that had the internet on fire yesterday.
Well, first of all, me watching the game, and even my daughter, who is Gen Z, watched the game. That was a miracle.
Wait, guess who watched the whole game with me? Damaris.
Okay, so here we go. And initially you start out just waiting on Rihanna, right? Because my daughter just said, "Mom, show me how to turn on my TV," because she don't even watch TV. So I turned the game on her computer. She's like, "Oh, okay, I didn't even know I could do that." So I got the game on her computer, so she was happy. because she wants to see Rihanna. But she is watching this game as if she takes her eye off the screen, she's going to miss Rihanna. So let's get that out the way first. But finally, when the all the pre-show stuff you mentioned, Babyface and that epic guitar, because we are Americans too. We built America. So that's our flag too.
Hey, we were Americans before a lot of other Americans were Americans, because our ancestors got here 1619. The majority of y'all colonizers got here like later, like in the 1700s, 1800s. So
that guitar, it meant something to me. And then to see Sheryl on the field.
Yes.
On the field. Not at the pre-something or another, the day before, the week before, the year before, in some juke joint. She was on the field singing the National Black Anthem. And then to see the young lady who most people would just say, oh, that dancer. For us, it's more like a praise dancer.
Yes.
That was so cool. And then to know that we were going to slide into a game.
Right. But Key, here, I want you to go back. Let's talk about Sheryl Lee Ralph.
Yes.
Yesterday marked, I think it's the 132nd year.
Yeah, 32nd year
of that song, Lift Every Voice and Sing, being performed in person, live.
Right. And so that was a big moment, and Sheryl made sure everybody knew it. She tweeted it out.
And let's explain to let everybody else know, because what people probably don't know, especially since you got people don't want to make it illegal to teach the truth, which is, Black history is American history, the truth, okay? It's not CRT, it's the truth. So, the Black National Anthem is a hymn.
Yeah, it's a hymn.
It's a hymn, it's a poem.
Yes, and it is inclusive. It's about, we're all together.
Yes.
Lift every voice and sing.
Come on now.
Okay. Not just that voice or this voice, till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmony. Harmony is about all the different parts coming together.
Come on.
As one.
Come on, Key.
And that's what the song said. So we're not going in there skipping sections of the song to make it palatable for today. Not to piss anybody off. We're going in singing a song from the heart about everybody. Okay? And that song is so important to us. I mean, we sing it at all of our cultural events, but we also sing the other stuff too.
And been doing it since.
Right.
From day one. So.
Okay, so it is what it is. But just to have that moment and then to roll into Rihanna, listen, the internet, Black Twitter, we all saw that baby. And as soon as we...
it's funny you say that. So I got to tell a quick story, everybody that's watching. So, I don't even think it was the second quarter, maybe in the first quarter. Damaris, like I said, who never sit through and watch like any game, really, unless like a Chicago team playing. She said, Rihanna looks pregnant. She said, and then she kept saying, she looks pregnant. She's pregnant. And shortly after that, I get a text message from the woman you see on screen. I'm paraphrasing. She looks pregnant. She's with baby.
Right.
So the women knew. Y'all knew. I saw Jamel Hill had a kind of cryptic post. She's like, look, I ain't trying to have y'all come for me, but are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? I'm paraphrasing her tweet.
Listen, women took over every social media platform that exists with Rihanna's baby. I think everybody else knew before Rihanna knew. we were on it because, first of all, she wanted us to know because she held her stomach in such a way.
That's good.
And that's just what pregnant women do. So I don't know if she did it to let us know or if she was just doing it out of, she was on that platform and we hold our stomach in an unconscious way to protect our baby, right?
Good point.
And we saw it and we said, okay, Rihanna, the baby is out the bag. Now we know why you're not up there, dirty winding and
Yes.
all of that stuff. So people who may have been missing the energy that they would normally get from a Rihanna is a trained dancer. She was a dancer before she was a singer.
And Key, let me say this. It's like more than some folks on social media were speculating and suggesting and taking bets that Rihanna was going to be showing a lot of skin and bouncing them bust cheeks and backing that ass up. And that didn't happen.
Came out looking like a red Solo cup. I said, Rihanna, why do you have on all those clothes? And then when she grabbed that stomach, I said, right. I see.
I thought she had on a parachute because she was on this platform and it was like, wait. I said, wait a minute. She got on, is that a parachute? She gonna jump off and spread her wings?
No, well, she spread something else with them wings.
I know, because shout out to her first baby, which is a fellow Taurine, a May Taurus. So her first baby was born last May 13th.
Yeah.
And ASAP, shout out to Dad, ASAP Rocky. Let's not fade him on this.
But for people who don't understand gynecology, your most fertile time to get pregnant is right after you have a baby.
And I did not know that until last night. And Dr. Damaris Jones said the exact same. Yeah. I swear. I was like, really? Because I was I was trying to do the math. I'm like, damn. I said, wait, she just had a baby and she got pregnant again. Damaris is like,
oh, yeah. Honey, you are ripe for the picking. So if you get right back to business, then chances are. And my last thing to say, well, I think one of there were so many commercials, we can't even talk about those. But I want to say that just for women, Black women, Rihanna, the baby, all of us talking about it online, MC Light introducing her.
Yes.
They seem like, not such big things, but those are big things. And I don't know how long it will take us to fully integrate ourselves into the NFL. And I even waffle a little bit between the Major League Baseball as well. I know we have people of color and our Cubans and Latin community.
Yeah.
Right, Dominicans, right. But I don't know how long it's going to take, but we're here and we're not going anywhere. I mean, it's evident that we are pushing through, and once you let the cat out the bag or open Pandora's box, you can't put the lid back on.
And let me say this, Key. Not to cut you, but let me say this, because there were some Black people who are about the culture, who don't engage in anti-Blackness at all, who were not really happy, with our level of participation, from Sheryl Lee Ralph singing the Black National Anthem to even Rihanna doing a show, or Babyface, because their theory was, at the end of the day, the NFL are still, when it comes to what's important and sharing power, i.e. having a Black owner, they have none, 0. Having more Black head coaches, they only have 3 out of 32 teams. And we mentioned Eric Bieniemy, Black coaches still are basically, really looked at in a really racist way. There's really no other way to put it.
Well, I mean, all of this is performative. Okay. So by performative, I'm saying that you're putting the thing out there and saying, see, we got some Black people here. Okay, we got a black person
Yes.
performing. Let's give MC Light some money for her to announce, performative.
Give Jay-Z a little money to get Rihanna and all these folks.
And you should have seen the memes on Jay-Z, because at one point he had on his credentials.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. And they were saying the worst, thing for black people. Here he is with this American jacket on, NFL credentials. But we got to start somewhere, people. And sometimes it starts just like it is, performative, but then our people, we're smart enough to know how to take advantage of that. And not to, make a pun, but we know how to run that play. Because once we get in,
it's a wrap.
It's right.
And you know what? And listen, both points are valid, and I get it, because some folks is like, don't entertain these folks. The only way we're going to get power and to get them to share power is to, not to entertain you, to say we don't need you, Right. So they're more than one way to do it. But just to piggyback real quick, and we got about 2 minutes, I'm gonna let you close out. For years, for decades, they did everything they could to keep black men from being starting quarterbacks. But to your point, Key, they couldn't stop us. Look what happened last night. Two young brothers, balling, played as well as, from Tom Brady to Joe Montana. There were no two quarterbacks in a Super Bowl that played at that high a level against each other. You could name, look, I'm a sports geek on the show, so in there, because I can think of all the great Super Bowls with, Joe Montana playing great quarterbacks, and Brady had, played other top quarterbacks. No two showed out like these. And you got one that was showing out on one leg, and Jalen, really, his throwing shoulder is still not healthy. So they performed hurt and never complained about it. They didn't even talk about it until people kept asking them about it.
Well, if you want an example of how it's not going to stop the NBA, and that's a drop the mic.
Yes, the NBA. Yes. Just see the NBA. Absolutely.
Okay.
Keela
That's
Carson.
all I got to say. We're here. We taking over.
And you know what? That's the fear, Key, because they know it. Because it's evidence. They're like, oh, snap. And then once they get in, we can't get them out. We ain't going to be able to get in. So we gotta keep you darkies up out of here. Come on now. You can't take everything. All right, there you go. We time out. Thank you, Keela. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching, everybody. God bless each and every one of you, and especially you, and God most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out in Los Angeles. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Subscribe, share, like, and binge watch all my back episodes. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be on Tuesday tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. A quick programming note. So the week beginning around, possibly as early as the 24th, that last Friday in February, the week of February 27th, going into early March, the show will be on hiatus. Unless I really miss you, I'll come back a little early, because the Geno Jones Show is moving into new studios. They're like temporary new studios, and in about 18 months, the Geno Jones Show and Geno Media is going to be moving into a beautiful permanent new home. But our new temporary facilities are really awesome. So for the most part, the set's going to look pretty much the same for right now. But we're just going to be, behind the scenes in a nice new location. So just want to give you a heads up. Shout out to Markale Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram. Kel B Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. She is the Drip Director. Check her out on Instagram, lx.ncl underscores that little dash below. L like Lexi, X like extra, dot N like Nanette, C like Charlie, L like Lexi, underscore. And Bruce Gage, also wardrobe consultant and stylist. The Mario Uomo collection, this jacket, see that tag? Part of the Mario Uomo collection and the Flyball collection. Check him out. Miglio Di Mario Uomo, Miglio DiMario UOMO. We'll see you live Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for watching, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. My number one fan is my mom, Mary Dixon, and everybody else that was watching me live. Like I said, I love you more than life itself. As always, be blessed. Pray for peace. Now go back and binge watch all my back episodes and any part of this episode you missed. Once again, thanks to Eric Clemens, Keela Carson. Be blessed. Pray for peace, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.